Mm.
It's not easy to let go, but if you face the droplets in your eyes, it will show just how beautiful you are. Take a step back to reveal and see all the colors you bring, and feel how you light everything, how you light everything.
You done? Oh, girl!
You're done? Yes, I'm done now. Finished.
Wow. And if you can say something more about this message, the story, that could be
Well,
interesting.
yeah, I had written the line, say what it is you want from me. And then what I was going through was that it was in the relationship miscommunication, which then led to a breakup because we were not communicating, and we were very, like, we were basically just hurting each other. And I had an epiphany myself, and I really remember it was very strong, in a panic attack, because I realized that it was a mix with so much more, and I'd been lying to myself for so many years in terms of just trying to fit in, which then again comes back with the lay down. I was really trying to fit in and constantly hearing about ways I should and shouldn't be within the industry. And so I was constantly seeking validation. So even though I was in this relationship, I was seeking validation. And that's where the desperate part comes in, because, you know, we were still together. We were just trying to figure out. So we were still in the relationship when I was just like, what do you want me to do? I will do anything for this to work out, kind of thing. And so that's, and all the words basically that I'm saying in the song, because you just feel like, you know, doesn't matter what you do, it's not good enough. And you feel, as I say, you just feel like you're up against the wall, because yeah, you're just ready to be shot. You'll do whatever.
No solution, just the pressure.
And then I realized later on, like half a year later, I was like, you know, this is exactly the opposite of what will make this relationship work, because both for him and me, none of us knew who I was, and I needed to look inwards, and I clearly didn't even know and love myself at that point. And so I just needed to, you know, it was not when I moved to London and I started to listen to myself that I found the joy again. And I realized, you know, it's just that, I mean, the song just, again, is that classic question where you're like, I will never be happy without this person, which is nonsense. Because you're not relying on anyone to be happy. You're not relying on anyone to succeed.
When you're in the making of the songwriting, and if it's not finished, you can't you can give the interpretation or give the rendition right. So maybe it can take some more time. How much time did it take you to really give the perfect rendition for Glenn?
One night.
One night? Wow. My girl, all right.
He went, he was just like, I remember it, because he can be very terrifying. Like, he's just testing you. So I think also I was a little bit like just nervous, because it's Glenn and he's, you know, he's a very like famous within this, you know, UK scene. So I was nervous, obviously, and he would keep like asking me like, are you ready? Like, we're only going in if you're ready to sing. So you would even question yourself, like, am I ready? Am I good enough? So one day I was just like, I just thought to myself, like, fuck that. Yes, I'm ready. And then we just went into the booth and we recorded it within, I think we did like 3 takes, and that's it.
All right.
And then he just picked the best.
That's really good lesson. It really teach you self-confidence when you go to the studio and when you
It's like,
meet.
I mean, it's like singing live. It's, you can't be like in the middle of a live concert and be like, oh, can I do the first verse again, please?
No, bye.
I was not completely satisfied. So
And how did it?
his way of working is that the emotion comes to you gradually. So you
Yeah,
can't just jump from one verse to the other because it's a story. So,
I get
and
that.
I learned a lot from that when I since then now produce and record myself. It's like I'm
Okay.
actually doing it as if it was a live concert.
And how did it go with Lay Down? Was it more fluent? Was it the first time for you to direct the video and the art?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Well
I
done on
mean,
this because.
except the videos I did myself.
All right.
You and me, but this one was the best. The first one I like would say I
Wow.
directed when I was working with someone and be like, this is
Okay.
what I want in this scene, and I wanted, you know, the collarbone and the whole
So yeah.
timeline and what was going to happen and how it's going to evolve and stuff. So I just had
So
that vision of how you dissolve and how you at the end actually lose connection to yourself. And then also I wanted to add hints that only I know that is related to that relationship. And I think for me, that's a way to kind of just, the week up to the release was quite emotional for me because it's just a relief to release it because there's a lot of work put into it. It's many years in process. And also it's just now I can finally close that book,
yes,
finish the chapter, and just move on.
I feel you. I feel
Yeah.
you.
So there are some things put into it that is personal, and it's just a subtle hint.
Yes.
Actually, with Lay Down, it was another session where I was just singing lay down,
Yeah.
down. And then I instantly thought of something sexual, like how you have to lay down. And there were many ways I could go about it. It could be either I had the upper hand or that I didn't want to. There are many ways to go about it. So when I first wrote it, it was actually me. Something about, that all I have to do is lay down. I think it was like going out again, clubbing. It was the same, but it was a little bit more sexual, like a sexual tone, where this is more as in sexual tone, as in don't pull this trick on me. And it was not when I finished it that I realized, man, I've actually been in this situation within the music industry several times where I was either offered, a session, and then they started, doing inappropriate stuff or sending sexual texts, or I was basically told that I was wearing too much clothes. And trust me, I've experienced some really shady shit. So when I finished writing it, I was like, man, I can write this so plain, or I can write it as in, like, it could be many things, or I can write it very specifically. And then I chose the more relatable, because even, it doesn't have to be within the music industry. But that's when I then did the video. And again, with the video, it's beautiful how I'm able to express myself even further as an artist and take the song to a new level, or twist it and shake it up a little bit. So I really like that.
That's the beauty of songwriting. You can switch it up as well as you want. But you were right though, because this is really a big thing. Myself, I hear shabby stories, like when someone doesn't have enough to pay the female artist, they propose them some shabby stuff or shady stuff, and this should not happen. This should not happen. So
it's getting better because more and more women are saying no. And that's when things are getting better. But there wasn't, it's not many years ago where women had a hard time saying no, because they were like, even with the whole Me Too campaign, there are a lot of people doing it, even though they didn't want to, because they were like, what other options do I have if I just close my eyes?
Thank you, Amalie Bryde. It was so beautiful to have you. And
Thank you.
thank you for
Thank you for
sharing.
being so supportive, Marcus. I really appreciate you. It's
That's
a
what I do.
wonderful
And
journey having you with me here.
uh, I will, one day maybe I come back to London. I hope. And you say, and you know what they say, once you made it in London, you can make it anywhere. So just because there's a whole journey in London, right? And
Actually, actually today, Say What It Is was added to Vogue's playlist in Paris.
whoa, congratulations! I see you, girl. Okay, all right, all right, all
I'm
right.
coming to Paris, Marcus.
You're making it. You're making it. And
Yes,
I really
I'm
hope
so
they'll.
fashion.
You're so into it. And I really hope I can book you in one of my shows in one of the
Yes.
shows of France 24. I really I'm really, how to say, grateful, yeah, for all the love that you're giving me for when you see one of the setups for my for the
No,
lives for
it's
the
because when you write
guys.
articles about my music or other artists' music, it's what differentiate you, and what I love about you is that you don't just, as an artist, you send your press release out, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people just copy pasting whatever I wrote. But
Yeah, yeah.
you are like, you are, I can sense that you have listened to it, and you're actually with your own words. You're like, oh,
Mm,
I feel this. And then adding on to what I've said. And
mm,
as the musician reading that, obviously as the viewer, you don't know that.
mm.
But then
Thank you.
that's what I'm just like, that's like, that means a lot. And I see that.
Uh,